just like that. Now, the power. The one rule is that you can't have anything in this layer, the second layer from the top. Oh, am I going to do it? Well, you know what, let's try. Let's see if this works. It might well not. I'm going to put this top center. You can see it's formed a, multi-block farm. There we go. At the minute it's set up to grow trees. We are going to change that in a minute. Water is filling it up. Right, this hatch down here, we want some... No, we don't want that. We want this. This will come out here and probably for the minute just run underneath here and out the other side. Look what's right here, some apatite ore. That's what we're going to use as fertiliser in this thing. Right, that runs out and straight into a chest which is in my inventory somewhere. There it is. Which will just sit there for the time being. That is fine. I bet I don't have any concrete to fill that up, do I? Of course not. This needs to be an output, and I think it actually needs a servo motor in it. So I shall get around to that in a second. So let's hop on back here. Let's just have a quick click on it, and we should see that it is... Turn any eye off. That is fine. Program your farm, 80% hydration. It should be saying somewhere... Or maybe not. They usually moan somewhere that you haven't put things into them. Turn any eye back on. So, what are we still going to need? Well, we need a few more things to get this thing working, and one of the first is, let's actually hop back on through here. My jetpack's running out of power, that's not good. At the minute this is set up to grow trees, okay? It will just plant and grow trees just like that thing in there does. That's not actually what I want. The thing that I want to move out here is actually... Failure. There we go. It's actually a crop farm. What I want it to do is grow seeds. Okay, so we have to actually tell it that we want it to grow seeds. How do we tell it that? Well, you need to do or make a circuit board. It is a... Oh, it's an intricate circuit board, isn't it? This is made in something called a carpenter. Okay, so this is another machine which we now need to make. Right, the carpenter. The carpenter is right here. It requires... Let us just have a quick look. It requires quite a bit of another sturdy casing and a load of bronze, effectively. It's a good job I had quite a bit of bronze. I am going to start running out of this stuff. So, another sturdy casing. Oh, I'm out of glass in here, aren't I? A quick hop through here and pick up another stack of glass, which again we have tons of. I have picked it up. You might notice that Planet 19 is substantially less laggy today, which is very good. I don't know if Nerdy has done something absolutely awesome and got it all working better. If you have, sir, hats off to you, because it's working a lot better today. One carpenter. The other thing which we are going to need is something called a soldering iron. There we go, soldering iron, which is also made in the carpenter. That is fine. We are going to need some glass. I never remember this, do I? I never ever remember. It is made with glass, not with glass panes. That's what I always do, isn't it? Yep. I don't know why I always want to make bottles out of glass panes. I really, really don't. Right, here we go. Hop down here. Fill up some water bottles. I do have a load downstairs in the Mistcraft room, but that doesn't really matter. and hop on through here, or what I really need is some bronze as well. Do it all in one single go. So let's just grab up a little bit of bronze, which is a good thing because we don't have much of the stuff. I'll need to make up another stack of it at some point soon. Right, we can reconnect up you and pop down our carpenter just here. So this is a carpenter. So what we need to do is to make up our, well, soldering iron, which required a piece of iron, didn't it? Stunning. None in there, is there? No. Right, quickly hop back through here, grab us some iron, and offload bits which we don't need out of my inventory just for the minute. Thank you very muchly indeed. Right, let's get back on through here. So what we need to make now is a soldering iron, which is some of that, one of those, and I believe a bottle of water. It's going to moan about something, I have no doubt. Am I trying to put that in the wrong slot? It's that slot, isn't it? Water in. This is one of those machines where you put the plan in at the top and that in at the bottom. No recipe. I've got it backwards. Let's try it that way around. There we go, a soldering iron. Missing resources. Does it require more water than that? It requires a ton of water, doesn't it? Does it? Yes, it does. I should be filling these up with buckets, clearly, shouldn't I? Righty-orty. Let us grab... I've just put these through the machine. There we go. Hop on downstairs. And grab us a couple of buckets of water. Just to prove to you that downstairs is still down here, really, and not a lot has happened. Hello, Stephen the Squid. How are you doing? You are making so much ink. You are such a good guy, Stephen the Squid. Right. Back on through here. And we can then finally make this stupid thing. Oh, can you just click on it and it'll go straight in? There we go, now it's actually making one. Click on it with another bucket of water. And the other thing which I'm going to need, of course, is some redstone and some gold for the intricate circuit board. Clicky, clicky. Right. I'm not actually going to make the second one right now, so what I'm just going to do is offload the excess farm blocks, because they are hogging my inventory, and I'm not going to build that one just at the minute until after I've got the first one working. So there we go, we have a soldering iron. This will now attempt to make a second one, which I don't want it to do. What I want it to make is a intricate circuit board, or maybe even two actually. Is that the right recipe, or did I get it backwards? No, it's failure again. Int Rick 8 circuit board. I got the recipe backwards. It is that down the middle and those down the edge. There we go. I bet it's made a second one, hasn't it? It has. You a little pest. I really, really, really don't like the forestry machines that much, I must be honest. Sometimes they are really annoying. I know I like temperamental machines, but when I've got to fly around backwards and forwards down here just because it happens to make the same thing twice is annoying. Right, let's get on back in here, stop moaning, and put this together. Right, what that should do now is start making an intricate circuit board, which it is. Over here, what I need to do is make some bronze electron tubes. I only have enough bronze to make 4. But 4 is all I need. Right, any second. And we have our intricate circuit board. Right, what we need to do now is we've got our electron tubes, we have our circuit board. Right click with our soldering iron and we have the choice of what we want to work on. We've got 2 choices, we've got managed farms or manual farms. I'm going to set this to be a manual farm. The difference between managed and manual is that the managed farms will choose where to put the crops. And generally for actually doing these sort of crops which need irrigation, they are terrible. So it's best to be manual. If you're just doing trees, it doesn't really matter. One of these in each means that we're going to have a crop farm in every single direction, all 4. Then after you've put those in, that's really important, put the circuit board in the top. It pops out the bottom. It's a manual farm, crops everywhere. So the other thing that manual does is it means you have to actually put the dirt in place initially. Once you've actually got everything in, it works automatically, but you have to do the setup yourself. That is a whole world of mobs out there. So once again, I'm going to have been indoors all day and want to go out at night, so I'm going to have to sleep, so I'm going to muck up the growth of my ender lily crop. Is there anything else which I can do indoors? Yes, there is, because the other thing which those things need is some sort of fertiliser to grow with. The fertiliser, as I alluded to, is made out of the apatite. This is apatite. What you do is you surround apatite with sand and you get fertiliser. You can surround it with ash, you get better fertiliser. You can surround it with paper and honey drops and you get stamps. What more could you want? Right, let us grab some sand and in amongst, I bet, you know, I haven't actually brought, there's 3 apatite there. That's all we actually need. I've got tons of apatite down in my other dimension, but none actually in here for no good reason. But each apatite actually makes up 8, so that's 24. Which is more than enough for absolutely ages. Right, let us actually work through the night. How are these getting on? You can see how fast that's growing. Fantastic. So the next and the final thing which that thing is going to need is power. Now up to now I have been using dynamos to provide power, but I want to try something a little bit new. Now I could run a really large piece of conduit out there, but I feel that would be a bit of a waste, plus especially on a multiplayer server, running things over many chunks I don't think is a good idea. I want to try something different, and the thing which I want to try is solar power, and more to the point, this is the extra utilities solar generator. Extra utilities give you a lot of different generators running on different things. You might have seen, so I know some of the other guys have used some of the other generators. This one works on solar power, so it is effectively free power. They're a tiny bit temperamental, they don't work massively well, but for low power drain stuff I think they're pretty good, and for stuff I don't want to hook up to my main grid I think they're pretty good. Now what they need is nether quartz, blue dye, redstone and a block of diamond. Now the nether quartz is going to be the super awesome, the awkward thing to get, because I don't think I have actually mined any of that stuff up yet. No, I haven't. So, can you guess what that means? If you said that means a trip into the nether, you would be 100% correct. So what I am going to do is hop over here and pop all my important stuff, which is my fertilizer, my circuit boards and my 2 soldering irons, into there. Why have I got zombie brains? So useless. And we are going to take a quick trip into the nether to find some nether quartz, because it is well gone time. I think a spider just dropped on my head as I disappeared. that we found some.